But I wouldn't sacrifice your diet with what they told you to eat, because you know what they told you to eat, and you know that's not healthy. So you could have some other antagonistic chemistry inside of you that's pushing out your phosphorus, and I would keep detoxifying myself, power up with the green drinks then, and go on down the line there. Soda, high phosphorus. You know what happens when you do high phosphorus? Bye-bye calcium. So you play this game like this. All right, bring up your phosphorus. There goes your calcium and magnesium. Bring up your calcium, magnesium. Oh, wait a minute. There goes my phosphorus. And this is a game you can't win. I'm a biochemist. I played this game for years, and it's like, whoa, wait. No. Don't work. It will never work. I don't care who thinks they're as smart as they are. Let's see. Didn't you have a hard time, do I remember, with your family? Your ferritin levels are sky high. Now, that could be antagonistic to phosphorus, you know. But again, I would clean up my adrenal glands and clean out my liver and clean my spleen too. I'd clean the spleen, the liver, and get the adrenals up, and all that'll balance out there. I stopped taking my prescription of iron. Oh, well, here we go. You know, see, this is the problem with this. Dealing in iron, you're dealing in the adrenal glands, believe it or not. Clean the spleen, because that cleans the blood. Clean the liver up, and get your blood cleaned back into shape. We got a good blood formula, but clean the liver, the spleen, get your adrenals working, and all this will come into balance. This is why you can't isolate chemistry, and particularly iron, toxic if you're not careful. So, iron chelator. Still, that might be causing the low phosphorus. You got to be real careful with using chemistry to get the body healthy, because man doesn't have that kind of brain. And you can see from the lady before, it's been naturopath, and this I see constantly. For those naturopaths that are listening, you got to get with this, because you're giving everybody a bad name by using supplements. Can't do that. Doesn't work. I get all your clients in here with bags of your supplements, and they're bitching about the high dollar they spent with you, and they're still in the same boat. So that's not true naturopathy. True naturopathy is what we're doing here. And that's what you want. That's the purest form of healing on the planet. That's the top of the mountain. And that's where you want to be today. That's where you get your reputations. Let me help you get your reputations up there. She's done so. I'm feared I've done so much damage already, according to my doctors. Relax, sweetheart. Relax. Take control. You've been disempowered by these doctors. Grab control. Empower yourself. You know the answer. Start letting God, the diet, nature, whatever you want to call it, let that do. Get that good chemistry into the body. Botanicals, full of good chemistry, but they're specific in their focus. Learn what problems man suffer with. The adrenals, the kidneys. And the adrenals, that's where most of your minerals are utilized. So go into your adrenals and make them healthy, whether you use the adrenal herbs or you use adrenal glandulars. It depends how low your blood pressure's been. They're what you need. When you get in these chronic low blood pressures, it isn't easy to get these back up here. That's why we look to a little help from our friends that we don't hurt, you know. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, you've got to empower yourself, Rossumley, and get yourself back in line here. I guess I'm confused and really want to speak to someone who specializes in bone marrow and blood-related disorders from a naturopathic point of view. Well, you are. And I can just tell you that health is so much simpler, sweetheart, than this, than what you've been doing. And obviously what you've been doing hasn't been working, so get off of that road. Going down the wrong road. You want to get on the road of wellness and regeneration and healing and health and vitality. So you got to think cellular. If you get too much of the chemistry, you end up like you. You've been yanked here, yanked there, and your chemistry in your body is the same way. Yanked here, yanked there. We can't play that game because of antagonistic chemistry. Meaning when we take iron, we shove everybody else around. Can't do that. You can't take calcium, shove everybody else around. You can't take these chelations where you have a lot of minerals. You start unbalancing body chemistry. And so one thing I teach in my school, taking supplements unbalances the body's chemistry. When you take chemistry in its whole form, like you're doing with royal jelly and honey, but do it with alfalfa and the greens, do it with the fruits and the berries, then your body will find its own homeostasis. At the same time, your focus is where it needs to be at the cellular level. Because at the bottom line, the cell is the bottom line. The health of that cell, whether it's an adrenal cell, a thyroid cell, no matter what that cell produces, a particular steroid, a particular hormone, a particular neurotransmitter, the bottom line, that cell's health is what you're after. That is the ultimate, that's where the buck stops, is at the cell. Well, how do you make the cell healthy? You know, well then the next question to that one is, what breaks down a cell? Well, there's only two major fluids that touch every cell in the body, and there's only two sides to chemistry. It's that simple. And if you try to go too far out of that box, you'll get confused and you can't get yourself back. So relax, take it easy, you'll be fine. Just get yourself empowered. Empower yourself, sweetheart. You're awesomely. Empower yourself to be strong and go after this. And with our help, you'll go right down that line and you'll get it here. That's why I'm doing these videos, to empower you to go and get yourself well again. Doing good. Pump some green drinks. If you want some iron, pump some green drinks. But your utilization of iron is more the factor. So clean the blood. Get those enzymes. That'll pull those red blood cells apart. Get those adrenals up. That'll get the utilization of iron. It'll build up the hemoglobin, hematocrit. Clean the spleen. Clean the liver. Get that lymph moving. Get those kidneys clean. And you got it. See? Piece of cake. The water full of love. You're a good dude, man. Good dude. Thanks for the comment about the fam. Well, they weren't so happy I pulled it on them because everybody wanted to be pretty and fixed up, but I got them. Drew wasn't here, so we shot him a little earlier because he had to go up. His dad's not doing well, but he's back in town again. I got him. I told them I was going to do it. If they weren't going to do it, I was going to do it. So sorry for the, you know, on the spot type of thing like there. Let's see. This HPV virus and stuff like that, let's get rid of the concept that viruses are going to terminate our lives and just detox them out of the body. Remember what we talked about virals before, is the condition of the cell is everything to what a virus does. The weaker the cell, the more attachment you're going to see of a viral to that cell. That's nature, though. Remember, we talked about magnetics is everything. When you're bubbling full of energy and strength, nobody messes with you. They feel your strength. They feel your knowingness. They feel your power. When you're weak and everything seems to pick on you. You notice that? It's like in nature. If you're weak, some buzzards are going to be picking on you. And this is true here. When you're emotionally weak, there's going to be somebody take advantage of you. You know, this is the way it is. Man just polarizes to weaknesses and plays on people's weaknesses. So empower yourself. Get yourself strong. Remember, you're the core issue of everything that happens in your world. You are the golden key that unlocks all the doors. Nobody else. You can read all the books. You can do everything you want. But in reality, you are the golden key to everything in your life and what you experience. And I'm trying to give you little tidbits to help you get centered and empowered, and where you're not a victim of the mind, the ego or id, or the emotions. You're separate from that. And this karmatic bond that you have with all these ball and chain experiences or conditions that you're linked to will melt away, and then you will be free. Athlete's foot. Well, what do we got here? A little fungal problem? You know, go after the fungus in the body, but always go after the lymph system. Remember that commercial on Lamisil where the little fungal guy, he lifts up the toe and then he jumps in the toe, and here's all the other little fungi playing with the, what is it, the sewage? All right, I thought that was a good commercial. That's sewage. That's the lymph system. And of course, you will not totally be successful in just trying to kill fungus in the body until you remove their playground, but also then remember that they're generally involved because of high starch sugar diets and weak adrenal glands that are blocking proper metabolism of the sugars. So work on your adrenals, your kidneys, that's your lymph system anyway. Clean yourself. This is true with the jock itch and rashes and everything else. Fungus in the nails and toenails. Then move your lymph. Easy stuff to get rid of when you do all that. Real easy. Can't just treat it. Can't just put something on it, because where's it going? And there's plenty of them in there. Talking about a little dog here, 1.5 years of age, has seizures. I have an antispasmodic. I definitely give that dog. I probably would give a little Calma Plus. That's a little parathyroid gland, but I would give a little bit of that, maybe a half a pill or something. It's got a little CalMag in there just to boost that up in case that dog's having a little parathyroid. I don't know this species has that, but each species has their own weaknesses. You ever notice a species that drains from the eyes here? Those are kidney weaknesses. So when you see those things, those are kidney and adrenals, and you see those more emotional dogs and stuff. I mean, every dog has each line has its own set of weaknesses. The hip dysplasias, the you see in parathyroid problems here. You see this in all animals. We keep taking all these animals down this road like we are us. So I would definitely do that. I think this is a dog, right? You vegetarian, no question. If it's a dog, it's a vegetarian. You got to make it a omnivores can be vegetarians, and they do better. Just keep that in mind. Have to get a vegetarian for a while, it'd be better. Definitely get the antispasmodic. That'll help the seizures right there. And you can even get brain and nerve to strengthen that, but I would look at the calcium-related things. Get them off of proteins, because that's going to leach more calcium out of them, and that's going to exacerbate seizures. All right, so try that and see how you work out there, Karen Rankin. Thanks for all your comments, too. I hope we can help you with that. Tinnitus, yes. I mean, get that body cleaned up, get that draining. I remember a fellow once, I was in a Ford dealer, I think it was, and I was looking at the cars, and it wasn't a Mercedes-Benz dealer, but anyway, it was a Ford dealer probably, and I was looking at some cars, and this old man was talking to a salesman. He was saying, I hear all this music and all this in my head, and even the hum and the sound of crickets, and they've done everything to me, and I can't get rid of it. So I kind of walked over to him and I said, did you ever think that was the movement of spirit or God through you? And he just kind of looked at me like I was really somewhere from outer space. But if you listen, you will hear. And each level that you're listening to has different forms of music, from the single note of the flute to orchestrated type music. As spirit moves, it sings, and you can listen. But also pressure is one in a physiological viewpoint. Lymph pressure and things, nerve weakness can exacerbate this kind of thing, like the heartbeat and everything, but really get all that out of you. But you learn to be a listener, and I'm a listener, so I hear. That's why I have to live in a remote area and have peace and quiet, because I hear everything. I try to listen on the inner, but I also listen on the outer. I'm trying to live totally in the now, and the noise pollution on this planet is like no other. Most people don't think of noise pollution. There's a park ranger talking to a news broadcaster one day about noise pollution. He was way out in Maybury, Upper Canada or somewhere, and it was so quiet. You could hear a pin drop, and I'm going, oh, nirvana. Angel Light, my dear.